About 5 years ago was the last time that I was in Rocky Mountain National Park. I was doing a hike with my wife, my son, and my daughter. And we were supposed to do a shorter hike, but it turned out to be, by the time we got lost and some other things, about 8 miles. And we were really not prepared. We had t-shirts and shorts on and tennis shoes. And the biggest problem was, even though the weather looked great when we left, we did not bring rain jackets, and it started raining. And then after that, it started hailing. When it started raining and later hailing, we realized that we only had, between the 4 of us, we had 1 rain jacket and 2 ponchos. So what we ended up doing was giving one of the ponchos to my wife and then one of the raincoats and the poncho to my daughter. My son and I were both shivering when it started raining and later hailing in our shorts and t-shirts. And I decided right then and there, even if it was gonna be the most beautiful day ever, we were always gonna have a rain jacket with us, and we'd be prepared. So despite that fiasco, my family actually still really loves to hike. We enjoy doing that a lot, but we have learned from that. And so we go on longer hikes now, but we carry the right equipment. And we make sure that we have a rain jacket, we've got food, we've got hiking boots. We're kind of prepared for the longer hikes. So you may be thinking, that's a great story, but what does it have to do with business? Well, maybe your company has a really big problem, and so your team has proposed a really big solution. But that solution has a lot of risk built into it. So how can you make this better? Well, there's 2 things you can do. One is find those shorter hikes that you can do to kind of build up your tolerance for risk. So if you have a big project that's there, but maybe there's one small piece of it that you could build, and once that's a success, then you can continue to build small pieces on top of that. It's called starting with an MVP. The second thing you can do is make sure that you have the right equipment and that you consult a guide. Talk to someone who's done a bunch of hiking and find out what's the gear that you need to buy, where should you go, what are the best times of year to go to a certain part of the country. The same thing applies for if you're going to be creating some type of a solution for your company. Taking a risk is always scary, but risk is necessary for your business to grow. For this week's experiment, take 10 minutes to brainstorm how to practice and prepare for a risk you've been afraid to take. Just wait still. Now these are aspen trees, and I've got no business application for that, but they're cool.